not all POD is Amazon, and Amazon is not the only place that you can do print on demand. There's just two great platforms inside Amazon that we can take advantage of. If you're just getting started, we both highly suggest starting on Amazon.
It's kind of been a little debate that me and Steven are having of like where exactly the best place to start is, whether that's merch by Amazon or KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. So we just wanted to have that conversation, as that was something that came up again last week. We're like, we should just have the conversation again on camera, and before we move into some of the other stuff that we wanted to talk about, which is kind of recapping this whole month for ourselves. So do you want me to start by just talking about why print on demand is good? Do we want to start there, or just start right off the bat with merch by Amazon?
Yeah, I guess we can go high level and then start to slowly break it down. So like we both agree on print. I think we both agree on a lot of things. We just differ where we think the best place to start is. And I just want to talk about why we kind of butt our heads a little bit about that. And that people can see like, oh, it doesn't have to be this way or that way. As we've helped more people, we understand that there's not a best way of doing it, but there are many ways of doing it. And me and Nathaniel are starting to see just small differences. I'm a lot more analytical. Nathaniel's more about the art. And I think we should be suggesting things lining up with how we view the business so that other people can either relate to one another and then see, oh, okay, this, I relate more to how Steven does it. I think this might be a better place to me to start. And then this is the journey that I should be taking.
Yeah. Before we talk about the specifics of each platform, though, the reason that I love print on demand, I think we both, like Steven said, we agree on this, that we both love print on demand, is because of how much Amazon is helping us with this business. They provide a lot of services to us, which we count as a great benefit. So they are the ones who actually, besides the information that we put in, like they're making the listing. They have all the photos, they do all like the back end stuff as far as like making the listing. Which if you're coming from a traditional world, that's just another thing that can take time, that would limit you from doing what we can do listings in like 5-10 minutes. Like that wouldn't be possible with private label, for a slew of reasons. But other benefits for doing a print on demand based business is just because of, if you don't like to have inventory, that is a great reason to do print on demand. Not only do you not have to have inventory in your home, but you don't have to have inventory in a warehouse that you even have to keep track of. They're taking care of all the blanks and all the printing. Quality assurance is a big thing in the printing world, and they've been doing a pretty good job of that. As far as I can tell, we've ordered shirts at random different times and had friends and family and all these like partnerships, so they've all ordered shirts from Amazon through the couple of years that we've been doing this, and we haven't had too many quality issues. And if they do, they have customer service, which is a godsend as someone who is doing customer service for our eBay-based business. And I was like, I don't like this. I don't like getting angry emails and phone calls about like how we sent out the wrong thing or something got broken. Like, yes, we may have made a mistake, we're sorry, we're human still. So I don't have to deal with that anymore. So I appreciate Amazon for having a great quality or a great customer service team. I don't know what they call it, a division of their business. So that's all good and dandy as well.
I just want to stop you for just a second and say that
yes,
print on demand incorporates a lot of platforms, programs. I guess what Nathaniel's saying, we both agree on Amazon as a good starting point for print on demand. So you're going through the benefits of Amazon, but I just want to make sure that people are not getting confused that that's not the only way to do POD. So if you're looking about POD and just getting started, we both really agree that Amazon is the best place to start. And that's why he's listing off those benefits. But not having inventory is just a benefit of doing POD in general. So I just wanted to clarify that not all POD is Amazon, and Amazon is not the only place that you can do print on demand. There's just two great platforms inside Amazon that we can take advantage of. If you're just getting started, we both highly suggest starting on Amazon. Just two different ways of going about it. That's what I wanted to separate out. But I think we can go over a few more benefits, but I just want to clarify the benefits of POD and then the benefits of Amazon. You're kind of merging the two, and I don't want to confuse anybody.
Hey guys, just going to stop the video real quick and ask if you could do something to help us out, and that's leave a like, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel so we can keep growing the Wingman University. All right, I'll let you get back to the video now. We have been doing print on demand a lot on Amazon. And it's because I think the biggest benefit, which is all of the organic traffic and the trust that goes along with selling on Amazon. So like Steven said, there are a ton of other platforms out there. A lot of them we use and are having success with, but there is no other source of traffic quite like Amazon and people willing to purchase off of that website because of the trust that they've built up over the several years that they've basically taken over the internet. So that is why in my head those things are kind of merging, because Amazon has just been such a great resource for us and a great platform to learn print on demand on. But it is not the only one out there, and it's not the end all be all. We're not saying you just stay on Amazon forever, as we ourselves in our business are transitioning into other places, but it is a great place to learn. So now let's talk about the two different print on demand services that Amazon provides on their platform with all of that traffic. There's actually two ways to monetize through print on demand, which is very cool. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I guess I'll go first with KDP. KDP is Kindle Direct Publishing. It was known before as CreateSpace. You can do digital prints of your book, and how we really use it for print on demand is they do soft cover books. There is a lot of benefits in it. I'm going to talk negatively about merch for a little bit here. There is no tiering system. I think that's the most difficult thing to get over when you're just starting out, and that's why I'm starting to suggest KDP to a lot more people. After I did that last series with my mother showing her how to get started, and the benchmarks that we set is like 100 listings. I think if she was doing it with merch, it would have taken her a long time, because it's hard to like test and discover and understand what you're doing without making a lot of listings. And merch just kind of has an odd system for handling how to allow you to operate inside their platform. As much of a benefit is to just go wild and set up as many listings as you want in KDP, the drawback is it is a very wide open platform. They give you different sizes. They give you different interiors, different page counts. There is a lot of learning that takes place to get started, where the covers don't line up sometimes. The bleed, the sizing of everything is not always very intuitive. Sometimes you're uploading a PDF to make the interiors. Something doesn't quite line up, and it's very frustrating to figure out what is going on. Even when everything looks like it lines up and you push it forward, there's still sometimes some misalignment. Like, that's a lot of learning that takes place, where I think that's where merch might be a little bit better, where you don't have to learn so much to just like get started. But once you kind of learn all that, it's pretty easy to start scaling that business. There's a lot of no content, low content options, journals, coloring books, puzzles, stuff like that. And then once you kind of learn that and start gaining information about a certain customer base, you can really target them and then start making actual content books where you're writing, getting information from other people, hiring a writer, and then being able to sell multiple books to multiple people. So the getting started might be more difficult, but the scaling, I think, is a lot easier. And that's why I would suggest KDP to get started.
I think you need to watch more debates. You're not supposed to tell. You're like, yeah, but Merch by Amazon does this okay.
I know we're not supposed to go all negative.
Yeah. I know we're not like cutthroat, and this doesn't like, we're just trying to provide information.
I haven't been watching enough politics to know. Yeah. I should have been like, and this is horrible. Never sign up for merch.
I just thought that was funny. You were like talking negative about it, but you're like, but it's okay over there.
Well, I think we're pretty even keeled about when it comes to suggesting things. Like, I don't want to, I think merch is a great place for people to start if you're very creative because of those options. But I think there are a lot of negatives to it. And I think a lot of people hear us talk about merch and KDP, and they're just looking for like which one is best for them. Right. If you're analytical and you feel confident in like building a system, I think KDP allows you to do that much more rapidly. But there is just a lot of learning that takes place. Like, that would be one huge drawback. If you're just learning something new, there's a lot to learn, more than just like the understanding, doing research, understanding the process, getting listings up. Like, they just add in additional steps that are not clear. Whereas merch, like, it's very hard to mess something up to make the listing. Where KDP, there's a lot of things to mess up. And we learned the hard way of just like so many different misalignment stuff in the bleed and non-bleed. It was like a lot of learning.
I think that goes with our personality, though. Like, I always just enjoy something that's like simple and to the point, and Steven just like overanalyze and
scale
make
as quick as possible.
Difficult. Yeah. So that is the thing that I love most about Merch by Amazon. I mean, I started Merch by Amazon with basically zero knowledge of how print on demand worked, besides like a few weeks of dabbling on some other platforms while I was waiting to get approved, which could be a negative, as there is an approval process that you have to go through. So you have to fill out a form and then wait either a couple of weeks or a couple of months, depending on what's going on in the back end of Amazon. And unfortunately, there's no way to really speed that up. You're just sitting waiting for Amazon. But there is the simplicity. So if you are an artist, like I said, I had zero knowledge of how this thing actually worked. So I was just making art, making designs, and throwing them up on Merch by Amazon and doing the best with keywords that I could, which was basically just describing what the shirt was. I had success with that, amazingly, but it wasn't until Steven came in and really showed me like there is depth to Merch by Amazon still, but at the root of what's going on, it's fairly simple. It's not like building a listing on Seller Central like we talked about before, where you have to have all of these keywords and find the UPC code and add all of these images and all this stuff. Like you're basically just uploading your one PNG design, throwing some keywords in there. You get limited space even on the keywords, so you don't have to go super crazy with it, and it's just kind of to the point. It's even now they minimized it, or simplified it rather, to all being on one page, which I'm a huge fan of. They kind of took that from other people who are doing print on demand, but that's fine. I'm a big fan of everything being on one page, so it's just very simple and doesn't feel overwhelming. Maybe the first time you do it, but after you do it once or twice, you kind of get in a groove and you're like, okay, like, yeah, I can upload a shirt like basically as soon as these designs are done, and I can find some decent keywords to throw in there. So the one thing that I did want to say about the tier system is that I think it helped me at the beginning. It was frustrating, and it is still frustrating. I don't want to say it's like the greatest thing ever created, but they are doing it so that you don't flood the market. So that means that you can't test a bunch, which is why Steven's not a big fan of it, because he loves testing. But for me, it really forced me to think about what is working and putting out high quality designs at the beginning, and spending my time really focusing in on those first 10 that I got, and then the 25, then 100, instead of just like, anything that came to mind, I was just throwing up there. So it made me think about it a little bit more and kind of slowed me down. But that does mean that your business can't scale quite as fast, or you can't test as many things. So again, it's not like one is definitely better than the other. It's very much so like, what is your personality and what are you looking for in a platform at this moment? And it's amazing that we have options even inside of Amazon's marketplace to choose which print-on-demand platform we want to work with. So both of them are great, but I'm a bigger fan of Merch by Amazon, and Steven's a bigger fan of KDP, and we could keep talking about this, but I think you guys get the basic idea, unless, Steven, you have some rebuttals that you want.
Well, I think the only thing is, like, if you are a designer and getting started, you want to help speed up that process, I would lean a little bit more towards merch, because then you can just work on your designs and then get the listings up as quick as possible and then learn the keywords over time. I think if you're a little bit more like me and you're analytical and you need a lot of data and you don't want to be limited by the amount of listings that you can make, I think KDP is a little bit better, because the book covers they don't have to be as heavily designed as a t-shirt. You can just have some words on there. You can find a clever way to be sarcastic or interesting, or use just a photo and make a title and keep it a lot more simpler designed for the book, and then scale that way. And I think there is a way to think about it, like how you learn best. Is it better for you to focus on quality over quantity, or quantity over quality? I am, like Nathaniel said, a very quantity heavy guy in the beginning, just to like test out and flood out and try as much as I can, and then let the market dictate like where I should go next. If you are working on art and you're an artist, I think maybe merch might be better, because then you can just focus on high quality listings and you'll probably have a little bit more success starting out on that platform.
All right.
Was that a good rebuttal?
We've covered our bases there.
I think both of us are not going to get votes. You're like, who's this third candidate? I'm going to get out of here.